I have three main points I want to make in this video. The first one is, I'll start with something a little bit personal, but I think I've been in love with a girl twice in my life. And both times never worked out, and I think I was just in love with my projections onto the girl. I wasn't even in love with the girl. Anyways, enough about that, but both of those experiences I felt like the best I've ever felt in my entire life, like better than when I was on drugs. And I think part of it is because when you're on drugs, you have, psychologically, you know it's just a drug, but feeling amazing when it's just real, sober life is one of the best feelings ever. And for me, I could almost feel my brain releasing oxytocin, which is the love hormone, or like the love chemical. And it's this chemical your brain releases when you're like really in love with someone. Maybe it's when you really desire someone, but it's basically when you're just like, that you really love someone. Mothers release oxytocin in their brain when they like give birth and have like a strong, it makes you have like a really strong connection with this person. And anyways, I've had two experiences where with different girls where it really felt like my brain was releasing oxytocin. In both of those experiences, the girl just looked absolutely amazingly beautiful. This girl, like each time the girl looked like almost like the most beautiful girl that I've ever seen. This one time I had this experience with a girl, and she almost like literally looked like a fairy. She was like so beautiful. She like wasn't even a human. It was almost like a goddess. And I think what was happening was somehow our chemistry released, or something released oxytocin in my brain, and I was like seeing her through the vision of like love. I was probably seeing like the most beautiful version of her. And I think you could tell when someone's releasing oxytocin and by looking into their eyes, and they're just, pupils are really dilated, and it's like these really seductive eyes. That's like this oxytocin look. It's like the bedroom eyes. It's just when someone's in love with you. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because when you find a girl that you have really good chemistry with, whenever you find the girl that's gonna be your next girlfriend, or you know, the next girl you fall in love with, you're gonna look at that girl and see have some experiences where you see the most beautiful version of her, and she's gonna have some experiences where she looks at you under like the oxytocin lens and sees the most beautiful version of you. And I think that's like the most important thing here. It doesn't matter what any other girl looks like. It doesn't matter what every other girl in the world thinks about your looks, but that one girl who's gonna have like the honor of seeing the most beautiful version of yourself, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what other girls think about you. It matters about the girl who falls in love with you, what she thinks about you, and she will see the most beautiful version of yourself because of oxytocin. Pretty cool how that works, huh? I think it's a really beautiful concept, and I've never really heard many people talk about that. That's kind of my first thing. If you focus on living the most beautiful life you can, and you know, expressing the inner beauty in how you live your life, you're gonna meet a girl where it unlocks like this chemistry where she falls in love with you, and she literally will see a version of you, the most beautiful version of you that other girls like can't even see, but she's seeing it from this oxytocin lens. I think that's really cool. Maybe some people are like, what the fuck is he talking about? But I think that's like a really cool thing, a really beautiful thing that should be like taught in like schools, how like chemistry and dating works. I don't think most people think about stuff like that. So yeah, under the influence of oxytocin, it's like a drug. It's a drug in your brain. Once it was almost like this psychedelic effect where this girl looked like a fairy. She just looked like the most beautiful girl in the world. And if my friends, if they were to, if we were talking about that girl, they'd be like, yeah, she's an attractive girl. You know, they wouldn't be like, oh, that girl is like the most beautiful girl in the world. It's because they're seeing a different girl than me. You know, it's not that girl was like a supermodel. She was just your normal, pretty attractive girl. But for me, she looked like a goddess. She looked so beautiful. So that was point number one. Point number two. So how guys work, when we're attracted to a girl, initial attraction is done by looks. Eventually we get to know the girl and can fall in love with the girl for who she really is. But let's be honest, how we're initially attracted to girls is through looks. And I think because that's how guys are wired, we project onto girls that that's how they think about guys. some guys think, oh, because we care about looks so much, girls must also care about looks so much, which that is simply not true. What girls care about in initial attraction is how you make the girl feel. And this isn't just like making the girl laugh or something, that's part of it, but it's making the girl feel good with like this strong masculine energy. A guy who could be her rock, this like strong masculine energy. And that's what makes girls feel good. And it's when a guy is perfectly secure with himself. He's secure being who he is. And it's that energy that attracts a girl. And that energy of which, how that impacts the girl and how that energy makes the girl feel, that's what she's initially attracted to. Also, while guys are more like light switches, we could just see a hot girl and be like, I'd bang her, I'd bang her. Girls work more like dimmer lights, where their attraction grows over time. And it's not like you can make this girl feel amazing once and she's like attracted to you, but she needs to really make sure that you have that presence like all the time. It's that how you make her feel is who you are, not this like act you'd like put on once to get attraction from her, but it's really who you are. So that's why there's, I mean, no offense, but there's lots of ugly ass dudes with like really beautiful girls. Just go walk out in any like populated area. It's got like a known fact, but there's lots of like really ugly dudes who aren't very attractive, I'm just being real here, who have like really beautiful girls. Or even guys who are maybe like somewhat attractive who get like really beautiful women. And it's because those guys are secure in themselves and know how to make that woman feel really good with their secure masculine energy. So we think girls probably care about looks because we care about looks in women, but it really, girls care about looks way less than you guys think. The third point I wanted to make is to be honest and admit that looks does play a factor. And not to be one of those guys where like looks doesn't matter at all. But looks does play a factor, I think. But like I said, there's tons of ugly ass dudes dating really beautiful women. So if you, so it's like, it's all about how you make a girl feel and how confident you are. That's how you attract a girl, and it's building it up over time. And girls like to like slowly get to know a guy and start like fantasizing about him. It's that light switch thing. How you make a girl feel, that's what matters. But that being said, I think it's important to put some value on how you look. I think the most important things are taking care of your health, you know, go to the gym and exercise a couple times a week, eat healthy so you know your body's pretty good, dress nicely, you know, have a decent fashion sense, and have good hygiene. Like have good haircut, brush your teeth. One little thing I do is I wear cologne every once in a while, and I get lots of compliments on that from girls. But you know, like that's about it. Just like optimize your level, optimize your looks, and then focus all your energy on how you're living your life. I actually think girls are actually really turned off by guys who are obsessed about their looks, because girls want to be the beautiful one in a relationship. You know, if you're like this really handsome dude, the girl wants like the girl wants the attention for being the pretty one, right? So it's actually like a turn off when the guy is really obsessed about his looks, and that's almost always a sign of insecurity on the guy, because he's focusing on his looks instead of being a masculine guy. It's almost the same way that some guys are turned off by like really assertive women. It's because the guy wants to be the assertive one in the relationship. So same thing, it's like stop obsessing about your looks, and part of being a guy is just taking the call to adventure of living the most beautiful life that you can for who you are. I want you to think about, funny metaphor, I want you to think about Lord of the Rings. And they take the ring to Elrond, or they take the ring to Rivendell, excuse me, and all the top warriors are competing about who's going to take the ring. Is Aragorn going to take the ring, like the future king who's this badass ranger? Is Legolas going to take the ring, like the best bowsman in all of Middle-earth? Is Gimli, like the dwarf king, going to take the ring? Is Gandalf the wizard going to hold the ring and take it to Mordor? But what happens? Frodo comes up and he says, I will take the ring. Frodo, a guy who's never been in battle, this like 3-foot-tall kid, a hobbit, goes up and says, I will bear this responsibility. And I kind of want, for guys who think they're not the best looking and they kind of use that as an excuse to why they're not living the life they want to live, that's how I want you to look at this. I want you to see life as this is the hand life gave me, and I'm going to accept it and do the best I can with what life gave me. Just like Frodo, this is my responsibility, I'm going to do the best I can. And then I see some guys, and it's like they use their looks as an excuse. Oh, I don't get girls because I'm short, or because I'm this, or because I'm that, or because I'm fat, or because I'm... There's so many there's so many excuses that guys have, and what they're doing is using that as an excuse, as a rationalization, instead of focusing all their energy onto living the most beautiful life that they can live. And any energy that you spend thinking on those negative thoughts is just going to bring you down. So if you're a guy who like is insecure about his looks, I want you to go and to like join me in this video right now in saying, I will never spend any time, any like emotional thought on my looks ever again. Period. It's something you're going to completely let go of, and you're going to spend all of your emotional energy on living the most beautiful life possible for you to live. Because you're being a victim to something, and any of your mental thoughts going to that victimness will just bring you down. What you focus on expands. And if you put all your energy on living the most beautiful life possible, I truly believe how life works. I'm a spiritual guy. I've experienced lots of synchronicities. Is that if you do the best you can, life will meet you. You give your 100%, life will meet you. And I honestly think that no matter how ugly you think you are, there will be an amazing girl out there for you if you honestly put in your best effort. It might take a couple of years of self-development and hard work and living the most beautiful life that you can live. But what's the option? What's the alternative? To not try to live the most beautiful life you can live and dwell in negativity and be a victim to something that you keep blaming instead of taking responsibility and moving forward to living the best life you can live? Have faith in the future, and have faith that if you do your part. Yeah, so that's my message for this video. Focus on your inner beauty and manifesting that into reality. What's the most beautiful way that you can live your life? You got to put yourself out there, like all the other advice on my channel, but like I said, what's the alternative to not being pure positive and moving forward, and you never know what's going to happen in the future. And like Frodo, your life might have insane obstacles in front of you that's really going to take you giving your whole heart into how you live your life. But if you keep pushing forward and focus on living the most beautiful life possible for you to live, there's a chance. I believe it's true. Maybe you're not have the same like spiritual, possibly delusional beliefs as me, but there's a chance that there's going to be the most beautiful experiences in your future. Keep moving forward. You're going to be knocked down, get back up, keep moving forward, that you will attract an amazing girl who has the perfect chemistry for you. Remember that oxytocin thing? If you manifest how you live your life in the most beautiful way, a girl's going to come into your life and she's going to see the most beautiful version of you. And it's going to be an experience of connecting with her that is worth all the hard work that you've ever done. Completely let go of being a victim to your looks if you think you're not good looking. To never like have that excuse or negative thoughts about your looks ever again. Completely let go of it. Be like, this is the last time I'm ever going to complain about being short, or complain about being this, or complain about being this. I'm going to completely let go of that. Never have that victim mentality ever again. Never again. It's completely behind you that you're insecure about whatever it is, and that you're going to do your best moving forward. And just focus pure on moving forward and giving your whole heart and your whole effort into being the best version of yourself that you can. And I truly believe if you do that, life will give you the most beautiful experiences that are even beyond your imagination. Have faith. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day. Peace. You really have to have this strong desire to become the strongest version of yourself. Think about it. When you're if you want to attract that perfect girl, or if you just want to